Noon Eastern, actually begins at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes and on ESPN Plus. And as always, you can also watch every point streaming live on the ESPN app. Djokovic won yesterday. Coco Gauff won yesterday. The tennis continues. And the fun continues with the conversation. First Take starts now.
The holdout is over. CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas Cowboys have reached agreement on a 4-year, $136 million deal,
which makes him the second highest paid non-quarterback.
Congratulations to my man, CeeDee Lamb.
Does it make sense on the financial front?
Is water wet? Is the sky blue? Does Dan Orlovsky love unseasoned food? I don't mean to be pat, but this is one of the easiest decisions that Dallas has ever had to make.
It was good to get this done. I think we're all relieved.
Everybody had wondered when this deal would get done.
When that big smile walks in the locker room, everybody's going to be fired up because he brings that kind of juice.
So the contract stuff is, for the most part, finished in Dallas. Thank goodness, because we've been talking about that forever.
He now will go and get back into training camp and begin setting his sights on the Cowboys' regular season opener in 13 days against the Cleveland Browns.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of First Takes in the House. You don't see Molly sitting in this chair. You see me, okay? You see my boy Shay Shay, the one and only Shannon Sharp. I don't know what city this brother is in today. What city are you in today, Shannon Sharp? What city are you in?
I'm still in Houston. I'm on the move to Dallas, though.
There we go. So he on the move to Dallas from Houston. My man, Boss Scott, is in the house. It's good to see you, big boy. How you doing? Everything all right?
I got the memo.
Okay. Oh, well, listen, you got the memo, but you didn't get the appropriate memo. So let me let America know before we even get into today's show. There's rules that exist when Stephen A. Smith is hosting First Take, okay? First of all, Boss Scott and Shay Shay, speak when you are spoken to. Only speak when you are spoken to. And when I call upon you, you will speak. And when I say zip it, damn it, that's what it means. Zip it. No cussing, Bart.
Okay.
No cussing, Shay Shay. Well, that applies to Stephen A. too. No cussing. No cussing today, okay? All right. You will address me as Stephen A. Bart or Mr. Stephen A. Shay Shay. You understand? As usual, we want to be thoughtful to the producers. No bad mouthing the producers, okay? No rude reactions with all histrionics and facial expressions and all of this other stuff. There will be law and order when I'm hosting this show, which is the antithesis of what that daggone Molly does. Which you speak, you raising your hand, you may speak.
Yeah, Mr. Stephen A., are you acting as Tree Rollins today? You're a player coach?
I guess so.
Okay.
I'd like to say
All
Bill
right.
Russell rather than Tree Rollins. That's how I say Bill Russell. Bill Russell, Shay Shay. I like to say Bill Russell. That's what I like to. Yeah, I will give you a quick comment, Shay Shay, before we go on with the show. You got something to say about my rules?
No, I like those rules. I like order. I like order. I like discipline. I like the way you outline this, Stephen A. I really do.
Thank you very much. You starting off great.
You're not going to follow it, but I like it.
You started. Let's get to the news in the National Football League. The standoff is over. The Dallas Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb coming to an agreement on a 4-year, $136 million deal. $100 million of that, obviously, is guaranteed. Now look at this here. The Cowboys gave CeeDee Lamb the most money they've ever given a wide receiver, but he'll be just the second highest paid receiver in the NFL, right behind Minnesota's one and only Justin Jefferson. A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Tyreek Hill fall behind CeeDee Lamb. So after a long summer of negotiations, Dallas has one key player locked down. Shannon, let's get right to it. How many teams are ahead of the Cowboys in the NFC at this particular moment in time in your eyes?
I would take the 49ers. I would take the Lions. I would take the Packers. And I'm not so sure I wouldn't put the Rams in front of them. I need to see the Eagles' defense because the defense was atrocious last year. We know they have weapons on the skill position side of the offense. They did lose Jason Kelce. But right now, I'll take 49ers. I'll take the Lions. I'll take the Packers. And you know what? Because of the way they finished last year, Cam Akers running the football, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp is completely healthy. Even though they did lose AD, arguably one of the top 3-4 defensive players of all time, I'll put the Rams in front of the Cowboys. So I will say at least 4. And if the Eagles had a better defensive standing, I would say 5, but 4 for sure.
Okay, what about you, Bart?
I would go 4, but listen, in this league, if you go 4 or 5, then you're right in the line for a Super Bowl. I think when you talk about all those other teams, they're flawed, right? We don't know what happened to Jalen Hurts late in the season last year. We don't know if Vic Fangio can fix that defense. They're hoping that Devin White and Gardner Johnson can come here and
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there. Behind his seat. And leave a comment below. This is a make-or-break season. He's got to make an impact.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Brandon Mason Show. Wow. I got to tell you, before I get into it today, obviously we're going to talk about a lot college football. We got Deion Sanders, Nick Saban, a lot going on. Before I get into that, I just want to say there's something wrong. My coffee, I have to have warm coffee. Everybody, when you drink coffee and it starts to cool down a little bit, you got to keep nuking that thing. Just got mic'd up right here, so had to say that too. Got mic'd up. But I had to keep nuking that thing. And every time you keep heating that same coffee over and over again, you're like, is this getting better or is this getting worse? I should share that with you this morning because I thought it was interesting and it was important because I got to get myself motivated right here. We're diving in today. It's the 27th. It's August, running through the year. Obviously, we've been saying closing out summer, getting ready to go. And now, guys, we're talking about something important. We're talking about Deion Sanders. We're talking about what's going on in Colorado. We're talking about people interviewing people and maybe allegedly, hypothetically, throwing shots, right? Targeting certain coaches, going in some things. I don't know what you guys think about it, but Colorado bans the Denver Columnist from interviewing Deion Sanders, interviewing the program. I don't know if you guys seen this. It's kind of been on the news and media, right? We're talking about college football right now. People that love college football love NCAA. This is your part of the time, your part of the show, because Coach Prime, man, that gray beard is something, right? Like when you see Coach Prime out there, that beard flocking on full grays, you're like, okay, Coach Prime, showing the senior in him, right? We're not going to call him a senior citizen. We're not going to throw any shade. We're not going to have any hard feelings. We got a lot of love in our chat, and we see some beautiful senior citizens coming to our live stream. So we want to just say we love seeing Deion Sanders grow. But right now, here's the question, right? Here's the honest question. Are they throwing shade at Deion? Are they mad? The guy got up there and called him like a false prophet. Coach Prime, why does he have that nickname? Like he's not that talented. He's not that good of a coach. Like all of these things are starting to come out. And it was like this. It was Coach Prime was unbelievable. Remember when he showed up and he had all this stuff going on and he took Jackson State into an amazing talent? When he left Jackson State and went over there and went to Colorado, people were like, holy shit, he's on a bigger stage now coaching football. Good for Coach Prime, right? Building it, bringing change in football, right? But here's the thing. The question now is, why are they banning the Columnist? Now, here's what I got to tell you. This is a double-edged sword for me, and I kind of look at it from both ways. I want to know what you guys think in the chat right now. And I didn't put a poll up there, and I need to put a poll up there, which I'll do in a second, to see what you guys think. I actually should have that thing up and running right now. Why I don't have it is just, man, I apologize. The poll should be, is Deion Sanders a good coach or not? Is he good for NCAA? I'm going to put that up there in a second. But here's the question I got for you guys. Right? You see what's going on. They banned the Columnist and say, look, you can no longer interview Deion Sanders. Now, you got to have thick skin. You got to have thick skin in the game. And I get it. Coach Prime, he's got thick skin. He's been there. He's done that. He's played in National Football League. Seen him playing with the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Falcons, or whatever. A bunch of teams. Wherever the hell he played all over the place. I can name a million teams and we'll just throw a dagger, whatever he played for. But I can tell you right now, I remember watching him with the Cowboys. It was just fun watching him. And with the Falcons, watch him. Even, punts. He was just a guy out there when he touched the football at that DB position. You're like, yo, this man is the real deal. Prime, right? Prime time, Deion Sanders. Now he's Coach Prime. And Colorado bans him, obviously bans a columnist from getting up there and asking him questions during the interview, right? He started throwing shade at him a little bit, and he's basically called like a false prophet and throwing shade at him, saying, do you think Deion Sanders is a good coach? And while we're waiting right now in the live stream, I'm going to put that poll in the chat, and I apologize. I put it up during our countdown every day. I want to know what you guys think right here. I'm going to make it in here right now. If you're watching live or you're watching it later, is Deion Sanders, I want to get your poll right now, a good NCAA coach? Will he have good success? Yes or no? And this is important. I just dropped it into the chat right now. It's live right now. In the live stream, you can click on it right now. is Deion Sanders a good coach or not? And I'm going to go into the second how we change football and why some of this is some pros and some of this is cons. But realistically, when they banned the guy from interviewing the program, it was like, I thought about it like this. Okay, Deion could just say, look, no more further questions. This guy's asking questions. He is a columnist. His job, his opportunity as a columnist is to, if you don't know this, he's got a license to interview and ask questions and put it in the newspaper. Like, that is what columnists do. That's what they do. They get up there. Their job is to interview players, interview coaches, whatever the case may be, build their story, and they have the license as a columnist to get up there and put it in the newspaper. I do reporting, journalist stuff on here on the news, bringing it to you. So I don't go up there and report it in the newspapers. I bring it to you live with what I believe in conversation with people on here. But that columnist, his job is to do what he was doing. So the problem is, I'm going to get to it in a second, was the columnist taking personal shots at prime time? Were they taking personal shots and attacks at Coach Prime, Deion Sanders? And that's where people starting to get frustrated. And that's why I think Deion's getting frustrated right now, is taking the personal attacks, right? Call him a false prophet. And there's a bunch of other names they called him, like Kool-Aid something or whatever. The guy's name is Coach Prime for a reason. He likes the media. He likes the attention. He takes it on too. Like, a lot of people get up there and go, we're going to dig 5-6 years. We're going to rebuild. Jim Harbaugh out there with the Chargers now. We're going to rebuild. Coach Prime says we're going to be good now. And I think that the problem that he took on a lot. Colorado was no balling franchise or no balling organization. I mean, they weren't winning playoff games or showing up in the NCAA championship. It wasn't like they were that damn good. They had some good players along the years. They had some good talent and stuff like that. But what he did, he went from Jackson State and took all these damn players up there in Colorado. And people were like, wait a second. You want to be that good? He goes, yeah, we're going to be ballers. When I get here, you're not going to play XYZ. You might as well leave. I'm bringing in people. So I'm going to tell you how I really feel about Deion. As a player, was phenomenal. As a coach at Jackson State, another phenomenal opportunity. The problem that I see here, and I'm going to go back and forth here in a second with some of this stuff, has Deion, Coach Prime, changed NCAA football in a way that maybe it can never go back? Like, we're talking about a guy, and we're going to go into NIL, we're going to go into the transfer portal here in a second. But has Deion Sanders impacted the game in a way that can no longer be taken back? I mean, you're talking about a guy at Jackson State that built the program. If he built the program and those players stayed there, graduated, he left, they stayed, it'd be more like, I see what Deion did, phenomenal job. The problem that I love Deion Sanders before anybody, I love Deion, I love what he does. He's a great coach. I think as a coach, in the long run, he'll be someone that can keep growing and building as a coach. I think he's motivational. He's someone, he had surgeries on his toes, and whatever problems, he shows up. He's up there in the cold instead of being out in the south in the warm in Miami or Florida. He's up there dealing with the blizzard snow in Colorado. Actually, it's in the center of the country as you go over west there. I used to think Colorado for a long time was like way up in like near Minnesota for some reason, or like Minneapolis. Like, I used to think it was up there near like, way up Wisconsin, but it's actually in the center of the country, just out west. But here's the thing. Has Deion changed the game in a way that can no longer be returned? And why I'm saying that, and why I really mean to put this in a position, is because when he left Jackson State and he went to Colorado, he took players with him. Like, hey, we built your program. Like, we appreciate you, Prime. Built on our program. As soon as he left, he's like, see you later. Took players, all-star talent that they need, obviously, to win football games. Took them with him to Colorado and said, look, as we get here, my son's coming. He's going to be playing quarterback. This guy's coming. He's playing receiver. This guy's playing linebacker. So those players out in Colorado immediately felt like, all right, this guy's kind of overstepping. And I get it. I think that he could be a phenomenal coach in time. I think that he's got the ability. I think he's got the talent. I think he's got under his books and history of what he's done a long period of time. I think that Coach Prime is gifted. But what I'm saying is how we dived into it and how we put like the questions in those parents' minds, right? Their kids are going to Colorado. Here comes Coach Prime. No, the best must play. It's a dog-eat-dog world of football. It's not, little league where everybody gets a trophy. Like, when you get to the college level, people are being paid. We get to that in a second with NIL and all that, transfer portal. Coaches are being paid big-time money to win football games. They're not being paid to hang out. They're being paid to win football games. There's no question about that, and Coach Prime wants to do that. So Colorado sees all this opportunity, all the social media hype, all the attention Colorado got, all the booster, all the alumni money, everything coming into Colorado. Why? Because of Coach Prime. So obviously there's a lot of attention going toward him. There's a lot of people throwing shade. And if you're watching this in live stream right now, I appreciate you. I'll see your names here in a second, and I'll make sure I announce you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me for the live stream and for the morning show. But here's the thing. Coach Prime took a lot on his plate. And then now they now ban this columnist from asking questions to the program, because when I got up there and started questioning Deion, like, hey, you're not as good as you thought you were, or you're a false prophet, or you're Kool-Aid Prime, or whatever they're calling all kinds of names and stuff like that, maybe throwing shade. Coach Prime could easily be like, I'm no longer taking your questions. Thank you. Coach, he's been there for a long time. Coach Prime has been there. Deion Sanders has been in interviews for a long time. He knows how to handle the bullshit when it comes to you, right? Some of it's bullshit. You got to be like, I'm not dealing with that right now. It's part of the game. So I know that he's got thick skin. He can handle it. But where the problem comes in here is this columnist is nobody really important. Like, doesn't even really matter. And then the Colorado organization banned it. Not Deion. Colorado organization banned that columnist, which makes it awkward. Right now, that columnist is like, okay, I was asking questions, which I think I'm a columnist. I'm licensed. I'm a licensed person to do that, to put media information into the newspaper, and now he's banned. So people are like, whoa, are they taking shots at Coach Prime? Do they believe that these columnists are doing that? Because look, he's got to have thick skin, but Colorado did not pan out like people thought last season. Now, can Colorado build over time? Of course. Can they get more players? Of course. Can Colorado be good this year? Possibly. But the truth is, they started out balling, and they were like, what? They were literally like under, or whatever, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, whatever they were. And then from there, it was a smack fest. Like, they were getting smacked. They were getting beat by teams. Obviously, there's some great football teams out there. There's some bigger football teams out there, some bigger programs that have years of growing with Division I players that were great talent out there. That I got to tell you, if you play against a team like Georgia, you play against Alabama, you play against Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, you go, US, these teams are big-time talents. Texas, Tennessee, even at their worst, they still have great talent. Colorado being in that same conversation, I believe, was a little hard for Deion, but he took it on. He took it on, and then all I'm saying is, to get up there and start throwing shade at Deion, personal attacks, is the problem. It's not, hey, listen, we don't like your coaching. We didn't like what you did. We weren't excited about, like, if the columnist got on there and said, look, your team, you said you guys be undefeated. You weren't. What will happen this year? Okay, that's a question. Or you might feel a little salty about it. Or if you say, look, you got on there and you were saying that if you brought in the booster money and you got this player, you guys were going to guarantee this and that. Okay, I could see a columnist asking those questions to create a story. The job for columnists is to create a story. Why do you think TMZ is so popular? Why do you think World Star is so popular? Why do you think the news is popular? Why do you think you turn on the news, boop, your local news, oh, stabbing, killing, this happened, police arrest. Why is it popular? Because it's entertaining to people watching. Now, some people do not like the news and hate the news, can't stand the news, and I understand why, right? Like, I understand why you don't like the news, because it is all day, every day conversation about hoorah and shit that you might not want to hear. But at the end of the day, right now, as Deion Sanders steps up in there, they didn't get out there and just tell him about the program and all that. They started throwing personal attacks as false prophet and Kool-Aid Prime or whatever these things were. When you start throwing personal shade at Deion Sanders, it becomes a personal thing. And I think that's why Colorado said, look, we got to step in to protect the coach. We got to step in to protect someone that's a part of our program, because it wasn't like they were just talking about the team. They were talking about the person. They were throwing shade at Deion Sanders. And that is why the whole shit blew up. And that is why Colorado has banned that guy from being there. And who knows if we'll get fired from XYZ. But he even got more popular at this point. Like, the guy, literally, the columnist got more popular because of the fact that the Denver columnist, because he was actually banned from interviewing, I don't even think it's just Coach Prime now. I think it's banning from interviewing college players at the University of Colorado, which makes it even more interesting, because obviously they're looking at this guy like as if he's done something out of control. But at the end of the day, which, by the way, heading into next week, I'm going to have the live interviews and live videos right here on the live stream. It won't be a picture of Coach Prime. Well, we'll have some pictures of Coach Prime, but it'll be pictures and videos of action-packed shit going on. So we can break down all the comments and break down the video and analyze what happened, stop it, slow it down, and we can go over plays right here and there. And I appreciate you guys in live stream right now, because listen, as we move on for a second, I want to ask you one last question. Has Coach Prime changed football? Can it go back Will it be different forever? College football is completely different now than it ever was, which is going to lead us in a second right down to Nick Saban and talk about the conversation with Nick Saban, what's going on, why he retired, and all that right now. Because Coach Prime obviously getting out trying to do it, but the personal attacks, taking on the opportunity to coach Colorado, new players, telling guys they're going to be benched, they're not coming here, why even show up, go home, I got new players coming in, making them become men, but a little bit of an attack, a little bit of a threat to those players. I'm just saying, as a former college player, if I came in there and someone was like, hey, by the way, don't even show up tomorrow. Why? Because we're bringing in this quarterback, so you're not even going to be here or not going to play. You're like, all right, well, hey, at least he told me up front. At least that'd be one thing if he didn't tell you and you just benched anyway. At least he told you, hey, here's your chance to transfer. Get out of here. Kind of shitty feeling, I got to tell you. But on one hand, business is business, and Colorado has brought him in for the reasons to create wins, W's, and that's what he's trying to do, which moves us to the next piece of the pie right now with Nick Saban, which we got to talk about. Why Nick Saban left Alabama. Why did he retire from coaching? What is the truth behind Nick Saban leaving the game? If you're watching last year right now, I appreciate you. All the new names in here, and I met you. Jeff Lee, Pitbull, Mama. I'm looking at it right now. Jesse, what's going on? Brittany's in the building. Let me go through. Let me scroll up and see. Samantha came. MJ. Rick Mason's in the building. Who else? Let me take a look at something. LCH, what's going on? LaFrance, Candy, everyone that's in the building right now. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. Tracy, it's just because I can't read like I've been telling you. My eyes are shitty as hell looking at this. I appreciate you guys coming into the live stream this morning. And we're going to talk about right now the piece of the pie right now. Nick Saban, why did he leave? Well, look, why was he done? Why was it like, all right, I'm out of here? Why did it end like that? Was it because he didn't win? Was it because he did win? Was it because he was tired of it? Was it because he was excited? Was he not excited anymore? Like, what is the real thing? I'm going to break it down for you right now. Why Nick Saban left Alabama was because he couldn't take the shit anymore. Like the transfer portal and all this crazy. And Nick Saban was a coach, before I break that down, who won so many different accolades and coached so many winning football teams from the pros, obviously was coaching the pros. But when he got to college football, so many winning teams, right? So many players he coached, all in the National Football League right now. You look at the NFL, NFL is full of Alabama players, right? A lot of them coached by Nick Saban. So the guy was unbelievable as a coach. Some people liked him. Some people didn't like him. But the truth be told, Nick Saban was a beast coach. He was a beast coach, and no one in no way, shape, or form can tell you that this man wasn't out there getting it done. Nick Saban was the kind of guy that wanted to build his players. Nick Saban was the kind of coach that wanted those players to man up, to grow, become men at Alabama, wear your suit to the game, show up, be proud to produce that, produce that outfit, produce that man that's going to grow, the inner guy who's going to grow, your heart's going to grow, and you're going to expand as a college football player and build mentally and physically tough, because a lot's going to happen. Prepare you for interviews, prepare you for all kinds of things that are going to happen in your way. I think Nick Saban has done that. Why did he retire? He retired because players were jumping ship left and right, and it's the new modern day era. Coaches like Coach Prime are in the modern day. Nick Saban is not. Nick Saban is all about doing the proper recruiting, getting out there, getting in that home, talking to a player, telling what you're going to do at the University of Alabama, what we're going to do there, help you grow, become a young man and grow. And look, all college coaches want to do that. I'm not saying that college coaches don't want to do that. I'm saying that that's all Nick Saban really believed in. Nick Saban believed that he can coach and he can recruit and his team could recruit better than anybody else and he can get it done. The problem is, as it changed and evolved into the era of where we are right now in 2024 and back last season, 2023, it has changed, drastically. Players can just jump ship. I'm going, leaving now. I'm in the transfer portal. He woke up, and he even told it. He woke up to go to practice one day. He's like, wait a second, my starting offensive lineman is transferring. We are preparing for practice, preparing for games, preparing for the season. And you're hearing, oh, this guy, you know what? Because he didn't start this game, he's in a transfer portal. This guy's in a transfer portal. And you know what? I don't think Nick Saban believed that was going to be the way of football. And I don't believe that a lot of people, to be honest, believe. Now, there has some perks to it. There's some perks to it. We'll get to that in a second right now. Do you think Nick Saban was the greatest NCAA coach of all time? The greatest football coach? In the chat right now. Was Nick Saban the greatest coach of all time? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat. And if you're coming in right now for the first time, Smack that like button. All the people that are joining our live stream right now, you got to hit that like button, leave a message in the chat, hashtag whatever you want. Welcome to the live stream. And I got it pulled up here. I got some opportunities for people to talk with me on the platform right now. As I pull this up, you guys are going to be able to communicate live. And all you got to do in the chat right now is hashtag NCAA. Hashtag NCAA, and put your message out there if you want to talk about Nick Saban or if you want to talk about Coach Prime. Hashtag it right now, and I'll pull it up on the screen. I want to know what you guys think about it because, look, at the end of the day, Nick Saban is longer coaching because he couldn't take it anymore. Like, this man said, to hell with this shit. There's just too many changes, too many things happening, too many opportunities for players to jump ship and leave. And I think that is why he couldn't take it. And I think a lot of people believe that it's kind of taken over college football in general. And Coach Prime is in no way, shape, or form leaving that behind. Coach Prime is all about that. He's bringing players from all over to play. Coach Prime literally is at Colorado, and if he left tomorrow, went to Michigan, he would say, I'm taking this guy, I'm taking my quarterback, I'm taking 2 linebackers, and he is making sure that he builds his team because that's his job, that's his goal. And the ability to do that is why a lot of people believe at this point that it's hurting football. And look, in one stance, you look at it, and again, we're talking about Coach Prime again for a second. On one stance, you see Coach Prime coach football, and players that don't have a chance to play, players that don't have an opportunity to play, players that are just not going to play at that program in no way, shape, or form because they're not good enough, not going to start. If they want to leave, guess what? The transfer portal is amazing for them because, I'm out of here. Goodbye. They can leave, and it makes sense. But if you're the starting left tackle, or you're the starting quarterback, or you're the starting running back, or you're the backup running back, you're the guy you're going to play, and you jump in the transfer portal, this is exactly why Coach Saban was like, whoa, I woke up and players are leaving my program today. This is a problem. This is a problem. I'm not saying it's an overall bad thing for football for players to want to leave and be able to leave, but I think that the rush to leave very quickly, and it takes competition out of it. You're not going to keep fighting for that position. You're like, I'm out of here because I can go right now play at Kentucky or go step down to another level or whatever. And that is why it makes it difficult. Even though it's a great thing for a lot of players, it's a tough thing for a lot of players. But yeah, like I said, is Nick Saban the best coach of all time? Watching him walk out, run through the tunnel with his players, holding so many national championships and coaching players like Jalen Hurts and Tua, even guys like Mac Jones, that aren't starting now. If you go with Bryce Young, there's so many talented players and linebackers and running backs and so many different guys that played and receivers as well that played in the National Football League. Nick Saban has developed so many players to get out there, and he's made them, I think, honestly, he's helped them become young men. He's helped them grow. And a lot of people might say, I don't like Nick Saban. I hate Alabama. Probably a lot of people that hate Nick Saban have their own personal reason, or they got beat by Alabama so much that they're tired of that shit. And I understand it. I really understand why people will be upset about Nick Saban. But at the end of the day, he didn't like the shit and he's out of it. Let's move on to another piece of the pie right now. The transfer portal. Has NIL and the transfer portal hurt the NCAA? And when I say that, NIL, if you're not familiar, name, image, likeness situation where you can get paid and go, be somewhere else. They can pay you to go to a university. Now, hey, we're going to give you $100,000. Come to University, of South Carolina. Or, hey, you want to go to Penn State? I got you, $100,000. Or, hey, $150,000. We'll pay you to go to USC. Look, I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Because when I was playing football, God, I wish someone would have said, hey, I'll give you $50,000. I'll give you $20,000. I'll give you $5,000. Come play here. You take that money and get out there, maybe help your family a little bit, help yourself a little bit, maybe get some clothes for school, whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, and good morning, people that are coming into the building right now, the new people that are coming into the building. And if you've been here before, I know D. Coleman's in the building live on stage. Welcome to the live stream, D. Coleman. And if I haven't said your name yet, I apologize. People that are coming into the building right now, let me just say something.
Make some noise!
Got to do that for our live stream as we're building and growing. But look, here we go right here. It's a picture right here. These are players last few seasons just said, hell, I'm jumping in the portal. I'm out of here. I understand jumping in the college portal. Why? Because, look, I have an opportunity to leave, go play somewhere. I'm not going to play here. I'm out of here. I'm going to ball somewhere else. And, look, I like the idea. I love the idea for players that just don't have the shot, right? But check this out. I got a picture, a graphic I wanted to show you guys that was just entertaining. And to be honest with you, it's actually a video and a GIF, but it's not properly shifting on the screen. But it shows a gentleman right there on the left, right? And then all of a sudden, bloop, He's in the portal. He's on the other side. And the video shows him going through there like a little lightning bolt, zoop, and coming out the other side. And why that's funny to me is like that is how people think of the transfer portal. Like, I'm getting in the portal. Like it's not like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to some coaches, I'm gonna go leave. It's like I'm jumping in the portal. Like the portal is a device that you sit in and you bloop, and you pop out. Like that's it. I'm in the portal. Like the portal. All it is you're going to talk to another team and you're basically going to transfer your education and go to school somewhere else. But it cracks me up, man. I'm just saying, like, I'm jumping in the portal. If you right now in the live stream right now, this is part of the platform. Let me know how you feel about Deion Sanders. Let me know how you feel. But before, Nick Saban, before I finish that part right now about the NIL, guys, you're getting paid big time money to go play somewhere. What if you're a university and you don't got that money? Like, what if you're at a small school and you can't afford like a double? You can't afford to just say, hey, we're going to pay you $100,000 or $200,000 or $500,000 or $1 million. These are people out here making this kind of money, and you got people, even college basketball players. Obviously, Caitlin Clark deserved a lot, but if you were to go, Caitlin Clark, I'm gonna give you $200,000 to come play for another team over here, or come down and play for Georgia, or hey, screw it. Come over here and play for Wyoming or whatever the case may be. Like if you leave and go play for Oregon for $200,000 or whatever, and you were just balling out of Iowa, you just hurt the entire operation in Iowa. Like Iowa helped you grow there and then you're gone. So this is a problem, right? But people that are in the live stream right now, what I want to make sure you guys do, throw it in the chat right now. How do you feel about the columnist being like, how do you feel that Deion Sanders has the ability, right? And again, this was Colorado backing him. Colorado supported this, and Colorado jumped in and said, we're banning that columnist, again, who has the license to do that and interview and ask questions. And even if I was throwing shade, him or whatever, take it and put it into the newspaper. That's what they do. But at the end of the day, do you think that they were throwing shade? Do you think this column, how do you feel? Imagine you're on stage and you show up and you get beat by a team and someone just starts talking shit to you on the podium. Like some of this stuff is hard to hold back, right? Like you're up there and someone's like, you know what, Brandon, you just, watching you play, you're not that talented. You said you were going to be good. You're false. And you're a false prophet. And you know what? Everything you said is a true lie. Listen, if you're undefeated at that time, you're going to be like, whatever you say, bro. Right? But if you're getting your ass beat and you win 3 in a row, but then you start losing all those games and people get in your face and go, you're a false prophet. You ain't shit. You're going to have some words for that man. Like you can only hold back so much shit in your mind, right? Let's be clear. Let's be real here. Like you can only hold back so much. But at the end of the day, they literally banned the columnist from even talking to the organization anymore. So that guy goes home, and he's not really anybody special, to be honest. Like nobody, when I say special, everyone's a good person. Everyone, I shouldn't say everybody's a good person. Everybody is special in some way, shape, or form. Let me say that the right way. But he is nobody that people actually know a lot about. It isn't like he's a popular, magnetic person like Deion Sanders or something like that. So let me make that very clear. He could be a cool person or a nice guy or whatever, or good, but nobody really knows him all that well in the media. So they just put him on blast and helped him grow tremendously based on this situation, like made this guy important and famous. So, and anyway, I want to make sure I give that. And if you got something to say about that, hashtag and put it in the chat. And before we leave today, we got some breaking news. I believe I got it right here. Make sure, hopefully I got it right. Breaking news, because we talked about it, and I hope the numbers are right because I kept on seeing different things. But CeeDee Lamb gets his massive deal. We got some breaking news right here. Yeah, we got capabilities to pull up some breaking news on the platform. Breaking news, CeeDee Lamb gets massive deal. And we all read it. It said 136 million. Then it said 105. Then it said 110 and whatever. Switching as every time we were freaking reading the damn thing. But at the end of the day, CeeDee Lamb gets his money. He's feeling pretty damn good, right? CeeDee Lamb walking off the field here. Picture him feeling pretty good. Getting paid big time money, 4 years, right? Him, Dak Prescott, getting out there, getting it done, right? So in the live stream right now, people that are coming in the building, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're new to the platform, leave us a message. We're live every single day, live every day at 10 a.m. But CeeDee Lamb signs a big deal. The question is, are they a Super Bowl team now that that distraction is done? Are they a Super Bowl team now that, CeeDee Lamb has got his deal? Now it's just Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons kind of figuring out what they're going to do. Like, is that a distraction behind us now? Are the Cowboys now ready to get out there and ball out? Are they moving past some of the bullshit genre that they've been talking about and BS, whatever, hoorah? That's a question right now for you guys put in the live stream. But look, at the end of the day, I love what the NCAA brings. And guys, in the chat right now, and Timothy Taylor, welcome to the live stream. Just saw you pop in. Welcome back to the channel. We appreciate you hanging out with us, watching the show. So do you think that NCAA is just more adventurous, like the band and all this shit going on, and like just such a really good, like all the student section out there getting all hyped up? Like, how do you feel? How do you compare NCAA to the NFL? Right? Like, how do you compare the feelings, the mixed emotions? Because when I see stuff like this and I see my guy like Coach Prime, this is building a lot more like NFL, like the way that players are traded around and shifted around, and pay grades now, and the way the coaches are recruiting players, and people are getting literally these transfer portals are trades. Like, these transfer portals are trades. Like, let's be real about that. Like, they are trades, and that are happening, and people know this is just part of the piece of the pie here. And let's go on right here for a second. Let's see what we got coming in. Brittany's got a message for us. Let me read this, and you know how my eyes are. So as they pull up on the monitors, I got to wait until it pulls up on my main screen right here. The columnist could have been more respectful, but banning seems a little harsh, right? Like, yeah, like I agree with that. Like, he could have been more respectful, but people have said a lot of things out there in a lot of different ways, right? People have said a lot of things to a lot of, and at the end of the day, they're trying to create a story. Like, these columnists have nothing else better to do but to create a story. Like, if they're not creating a story, then what is the point of getting up there? You know Coach Prime's going to be upset about it. You know they're going to be like, hey, you said you were going to do this. That was false. You said that. People have to get up there and throw shade a little bit to make shit interesting, just so people can watch the damn media. Let's give yourself a reason to get up there and freaking talk, right? What else we got right here? Jeff Lee's got a message. This is part of the show. If you just watch us for the first time, this is part of the show where if you want your message to pop up on the screen, put a hashtag in front of your message right now, and it will pop up live for us to talk about. Dak will be next man to get his contract. Is that right, Jeff? You think Dak is ready to get that extended contract right now? If you want your message to pop up on the screen, guys, right now, hashtag in the chat right now. We appreciate you. And if not, hashtag NCAA, at least so it keeps on spreading our video. Dak will get the contract. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with Jeff Lee that Dak Prescott is getting ready to get the contract after CeeDee Lamb? And if you just watch it right now, we just pulled it up for a second and showed you the breaking news during our conversation about Coach Prime, our conversation about Nick Saban. We had to pull it up because the breaking news, obviously, is CeeDee Lamb getting that big-time money. And look, he's excited about it. 4 years, massive dollars, big-time guaranteed money. I know that he's pumped up. The Dallas Cowboys are pumped up. But look, Jeff Lee said, hey, Dak is next in line to get that freaking money. And look, you might be right. You might be right. We'll see what happens with that. But will they be good? Will they win a Super Bowl? Can they put the distractions? Because yesterday we were talking about that. Hey, the distractions with Dak Prescott's contract, the Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb and the contract, they got that done. Now moving on. And do you think that Jerry Jones feels good now? Like, woo, got that done. That was a big problem. That was the elephant in the room. We'll get CeeDee Lamb back in practice full time. We don't want that to be a problem. Now he said they work on the timing of the routes and get ready to go for the NFL season, right? But anyway, long story short, we covered a lot of conversation today covering Coach Prime. Has he changed the conversation? Has Coach Prime changed college football in a positive light? Has he changed it in a negative light? Do you feel that these players now shifting around team to team to team, which we need to have a full conversation with players on NIL and obviously on the whole discussion of being able to just transfer in the transfer portal, and they think it's like a tube you get in where you go bloop, and you transform to another team. Like, I'm jumping in the portal like it's jumping in a goddamn boat or like a rocket ship or something. All they're doing is having the opportunity to go talk to other teams. How do you guys feel about that? I want to see. And Nick Saban retired because probably couldn't handle the pressure of the new era of college football and what it's like for people to be out there jumping ship left and right. And that's what happened in college football. It's different now. It's becoming more like NFL. And I got one more message on here on the screen. Let's see. Jeff has got something else to say. What's going on here, Jeff? Pop it up on the screen real quick before we get off our live stream today. If you just joined us, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you leave a message after the show here. I think he will get a 4-year contract. If he doesn't get it done, he will be gone then. So you think, basically Jeff Lee said Dak Prescott's going to get another 4-year contract just like CD. And if he doesn't get a 4-year contract, he said that Dak is going to be gone. Is that true? In the live stream, let us know right now. We greatly appreciate you. And if you're here watching it live and you're part of our show right now, throw the dice in the chat. Put the American flag in the chat. Put USA in the chat right now so I can shout your name out. I appreciate you guys. MJ, Jeff Lee, Timothy's in the building. How are you doing? Brittany's out here. Candy's in the building. Pitbull Mama. D. Coleman, we live on stage. Mahai came into the chat hanging out with us. LaFrance, Tracy, everybody that's coming in and watching in here. Jesse, how are you feeling? Let us know. How are you feeling? Samantha, how are you feeling? Everybody that's in the live stream, I didn't say your name yet just because I haven't scrolled all the way up. But I greatly appreciate you guys. Remember, we're live tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're live in the morning. And then Thursday, we got our first NFL game. We got the Chiefs and the Ravens live right here, baby. I cannot wait for that. Just saying, we got it live right here in the building. And people are subscribing right now. People are subscribing during the show. I appreciate it. And every time during our live play-by-plays, you hear this.
New subscriber.
So I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are making this great. You guys are making this fun. And Brenda's in the building. We appreciate you. We cannot forget you. Thank you for joining our show. I always love having you a part of our platform. Anyone that wants to join the Mason Mob, let us know. We'd love to help you join our program. And right now, I'm going to end the poll that's in the chat so you guys can see the question and the answers right there. What was going on with Coach Prime? But at the end of the day, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys. Get ready to head off right now. When we hang up and we get ready to sign off, remember to go back, leave a message on this video and spread it out. And we have all kinds of expansions coming with live video engagement on our platform as we're talking right on the screen. Want to make sure we got the rights corrected here for YouTube to let us know to use those videos that are coming on the platform. Also, live guests coming on the platform. We got some interesting people you guys are going to see. And listen to me. Tomorrow we're live in the morning. Be here 9:55. Everyone that's in the live stream right now, be here at 9:55. If you guys all show up early and start talking in the live stream, YouTube is going to send all those other people on our live stream. So it'll go from 20 to 30 to 50 to 100 people hanging out in our morning show, which is what we got to do to keep on building. I greatly appreciate you guys. Let me just break that down for you guys so you guys know. You guys mean a lot to me. And as we're building and growing and expanding, it's going to get pretty damn crazy. Thursday, we got the Chiefs. We got the Ravens. Live right here on our platform, on our show, live right on the damn show. I am pumped up for that. You guys are going to love it. A lot more people coming in and hang out with us, a lot more subscribers, a lot more people that make it fun and entertaining. You guys have been freaking awesome today. I greatly, NCAA, NFL, we got to make sure we hashtag those things. The reason why we got to do that is all social media. We're going to be live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. As soon as the season starts here, we're going to be live everywhere across all platforms. That's why we got to use the hashtags. If you put hashtag NFL, hashtag NCAA, even in your messages on the videos after you upload, it expands and grows to all social media. And that's how we build our platform and bring in all of our sponsors, which goes back to all you guys in the Mason Mob. I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys mean a lot to me. And listen, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Tomorrow heads into hump day, and I cannot wait for that because you're getting closer and closer. The NFL season. Everybody in the chat right now, hashtag NFL, hashtag NFL, hashtag NCAA. If you're in the Mason Mob, drop that in there right now. MJ, hashtag NCAA, hashtag NFL. Put it in the chat right now. We want to get people to understand what we're talking about over here. And I will see you guys soon. When this video uploads to YouTube here in a second, go back and leave a message and drop those hashtags in there. The best message on there is going to get a chance to spin the wheel on Thursday. Can't wait for that. Spin the wheel, guys. As you know, here it is. We spin that wheel during our play-by-plays during the games, and we give out money all the time. There's a $100 bill right there that someone won from the last show. I cannot wait to do that and make sure you guys are a part of our growth and our program. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Just make sure you're here at 9:55. Don't come at 10. Come at 9:55 and prepare for all the conversation in the live stream because you guys will be here hanging out as we build and build our show. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
This is the mark of a fighter. A rich, full-flavored lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. You've earned this, so hold it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? No. Are you crying because of that other card? No. There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture Card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on